What's going on, YouTube? Claykeysalt back again with another Final Fantasy Brave Exvius video, and today I'm going to give my overview of what happened at Festa. You know, my experiences, meeting you guys, having fun. It was incredible, and I definitely want to talk on this and kind of give you an at-home experience of how it went down. And then also go over all the new units and news that they released, and then go over this what prizes that we had won. Okay, so Festa starts out, everybody's in. They show a video. It is the trailer for Final Fantasy Brave Exvius, I think. I only got to see it for a minute when we were going through rehearsals because I wasn't actually out there. I was backstage, but it was really sick. Set the tone. Then right after that, a live band started playing. And they played the arena battle music duel from the game. They played the victory fanfare. They got the crowd really hyped up. I was hyped backstage. I come out. We talk for a bit. We have a couple videos. And the first, like, crowd engaging thing that we had was the Final Fantasy Brave Exvius quiz. And the way the Final Fantasy Brave Exvius quiz works is we have a huge crowd. And it was actually crazy in the beginning because I didn't imagine having that many people out there. I don't know why I couldn't imagine that we'd have that many. But anyway, so we would ask a question, the first question being, what was Warrior of Light's Limit Burst called? What is this Warrior of Light's Limit Burst called? And then we'd have, you know, 3 sections. We'd have A, B, or C. So it'd be multiple choice. We'd give you 3 choices to do that. And if, you know, you got it right, you stayed in. If not, we'd move you to the back. So everybody was swarming around. I think everybody got the Warrior of Light question correct. And then from there, it got a little bit more tough. There was one question where they asked, you know, what does Zydane's 4-star weapon look like? And it showed 3 different weapons. You know, that cut some people down. There was one that asked, like, I think, how many female NPCs were in this town? That cut some people down. And then finally, when we got to, I think it was 13 players, we invited them on stage to ask one final question. Now, the prizes for this event, or this specific thing, was that however many people survive is how many EX tickets they give to you. So by now, you've already gotten those EX tickets. It was 13. But this last question showed a quest giver. And it was like, what is this quest giver's town or his quest? I cannot remember because, again, I'm up there trying to talk to people, run things. I cannot remember the exact question. But everybody moved to A. I do believe it was A. I remember it was over here. And nobody was on the other ones. So essentially, that question came down to, do we win 13 tickets or do we lose everything? And the people who won on stage got a mug and then a badge set, a Final Fantasy mug and a badge set also, on, you know, on top of the prizes winning for everybody in Global. So everybody went there. I remember I got down on my knees and I was like, please be correct. Do not do this to me. And they were all right. Somehow they all knew. They all trusted each other. Thank you so much for doing that. That was 13 rare summon tickets into your, I think it was EX tickets, right? Into your account. That was pretty cool. And then after that, we talked about some census work. You know, how many people are downloaded the game, how many people are above rank 120. I remember there was one, like, they asked me who I think would, you know, who do I think was summoned more, Orlando or Noctis, and talking about all of Global for this whole time. And I got to thinking about it. Yeah, Orlando was really strong. And then I said, but Noctis is the main character, so I think a lot more draw was there. Maybe people who never played Brave Exvius came in, you know, from Final Fantasy 15 to grab Noctis up. So, yeah, that's what I think happened. And Noctis ended up being the correct answer, but it was so close. They were so close on how many units had been summoned. I remember a funny thing that Fujimoto-san said, which is the global producer, if you guys didn't know. I remember a funny thing he said was that the amount of Noctis that were summoned almost equals the amount of population in New Orleans, which is insane to think about. And then the amount of Orlando that was summoned is the population of Kentucky. So if you think about that, our numbers are massive. They said we had played for like a total of 42 million years or something, or 42,000 years, I think is what it was. 42,000 years we had played for. It was insane. That's the total play time. So I know that's going to be some of that Earth Shrine grinding, things like that, but that is still a crap ton for the first year of, you know, playing. I remember Hirono-san said that was like, that would take us back, if we went back 42,000 years, that would take us back to the caveman era. So that's insane. That was like something that blew my mind when I heard that, just so much playtime. And then, okay, so after that, we had a souvenir thing, so we announced, like, what souvenirs people would be taking home. So the first thing everybody got, let me grab this, is everybody got this shirt. And I hope this camera shows it well, I don't know. I kind of didn't test these things before I did this video, but anyway, so we got this shirt. It had the unit, so the unit, we'll go over the unit, I'll show the unit in action in the game later, was Cheerleader Fina. She was the unit everybody got at FanFesta. Quick note on that, before I finish this shirt up, everyone will get all the FanFesta characters eventually. They'll get everyone will get every one of them. That was announced at this FanFesta. I had no idea until they said it. I was like, Oh, really? Nice. So, but the people who go get them a lot earlier. They said it wouldn't be anytime soon. It's way down the road. But everyone will eventually be released them. And I think that's a good idea because people collect these units. I mean, they summon every one of them. They summon everything they can get their hands on. And it kind of messed up collectors who didn't want to fly worldwide to get them. So I'm really happy they did that. But anyway, so you got this cool shirt. It's FanFesta 2017. And then it has all the Mogs, the Moogles on there. We got King Mog down there. The only one I'm missing here is that new Mustachio one. I wish it was on here. But yeah, everybody got one of those shirts. And then they got this souvenir bag. And so this is for everybody that after the event they left. You got this cool tote bag. It says Final Fantasy Brave Exvius on it. Pretty cool stuff. And then inside of it, it's got like a little Velcro thing right here. You open it up, so you hear that. And then you had some goodies inside. So the first goodie was this Final Fantasy Brave Exvius it's like a water-resistant shower thing, like or a pool thing. You put your phone or any electronics in here, and maybe it's raining, you don't want to get them wet. You're at a theme park, you're going on a water ride, you're playing some Exvius, you put it in your pocket. I remember they said you could play it in the shower if you wanted to, Final Fantasy Breakfast. So you got one of these. Again, I'm trying to show it. Oh god, the green screen's eating it. There you go, Final Fantasy Brave Exvius. You got one of those. And then after that, you also got one of these lanyards. And the cool thing, I'm gonna lay this down real quick. The cool thing about these lanyards are that they have Brave Exvius characters, and they're all global exclusives on this side. So if you see your favorite character on here, there you go. They come from the global exclusives. And then on the other side, more global exclusives with the story characters. Some of them didn't have their updates, which we'll talk about them later. But you can see the Halloween units, you know, Dark Fina and stuff. So that was a cool lanyard you guys can use later on. And get, which is awesome. I'm glad I grabbed one of those. I go to so many conventions nowadays, it's whatever. And then we got a stickers. So we got stickers. We got the story characters all around. And then a Final Fantasy Brave Exvius in the middle. That was pretty cool. What else is in here? Oh yeah, these things. So then we also got this cool notepad, which is going to be hard to see because of my light. There we go. Which is they're like post-it notes. See, they're like post-it notes. And the light just kills it. And it's the Dark Fina like kissing scene looking thing. They're not gonna kiss, but it kind of looks like they are. You know, little post-it notes there, and you got, you know, a bunch of them, so you can write notes down if you take it to work. And then you got this cool little notebook. It's like a diary. It has one of these little things. It has, you know, some of the espers on here, and then the three main story characters there, and then oh, it actually has. Is that Lakshmi? It actually has Lakshmi down here, which is pretty cool. I never got to look at this. I got home, and I've been doing stuff since I got home, so this is actually pretty cool. So everybody got that for coming, and when they left, they got one of those bags. Now, I do have a couple extra of these. I am going to give them away. I'm going to give them away on my Twitch streams, on my Friday pool streams, and you have to be a subscriber for me to give them away to you, and that's a subscriber to Twitch, which is, you know, essentially you subscribe for $4.99 or whatever. I'm not going to get that too much, but I just want to say, I want to say thank you to the people that let me do this for a living. You guys put me up on that stage, so I wanted to say thank you to you guys. So, next up, I do believe we had the player versus us, the two producers, and then Shali and I on stage. And the first thing we had, it was like a relay race. So you had like a mini game. So the first mini game, and this is to win more tickets for the for everybody and more prizes. Oh no, before that, sorry about that, I'm jumping the gun. We'll talk about it in a minute. Before that, we had the raid event. And so everybody in the crowd got to play a raid event. I remember in France, I think Evil Laughter was telling me that, he was there by the way, Evil Laughter was telling me that they couldn't do the raid because the internet wouldn't work on their phones. But yeah, there was a raid event where you had to beat a Metal Gigantor. He was a big raid boss, and every time people would kill him, it would take his health down to a certain point, and you wanted to get to, level 20. If you did that, you got all the prizes. So I got to call somebody out on stage. It was Gimu Guy. I learned later it was actually another streamer of Final Fantasy Brave Exvius, and among other things. His name was Nathan. He did a great job. He's up there grinding. They gave him this 5-star team, maxed out, and he was just crushing it in 2 turns, and the whole crowd got to play. So everybody got to work together to get that raid boss to level 20. So it was awesome. It was like a live raid. I wish I could, like, some of this stuff, like, I love being on stage, and it was fun, and it was nerve-wracking, but, like, sometimes I wish I could have been playing in some of this stuff, because it sounds like it's a super fun time just to be a witness to it. So yeah, they did it. They got all the way up to level 19, and we ran out of time. So level 19, the level 20 prize was like 10 days of 1% trust Moogle. So essentially, you fuse them all together like you can now. It'd be a 10% trust Moogle. We got to 19 and a half. 19 and a quarter. And Hirono-san said, it's a Festa, whatever, give him level 20. We were like, yeah! We were having a lot of fun. Fujimoto-san getting in on it too. So then after that, the next part was the players versus the, on-stage people. Hirono-san and Fujimoto-san themselves. Hirono-san, if you guys didn't know, I know I keep saying these names. Hirono-san is the Japanese main producer. Fujimoto-san is the Rainbow Hoodie, global producer. So that's just to make sure you know those names. So anyway, so it was me and Shali versus 2 random people, and one of the people coming up on stage had a TSM shirt on, so he's referred to as TSM. The next person was cosplayed as Tifa. Her outfit was amazing, spot on, just looked awesome. And then she sits down, and then Charlie's like, "Hey, what is your name?" And it goes to her, and she says Lady Hero. And I don't know if you guys know who Lady Hero is, but she does a lot of awesome comics and artwork on Reddit, along with doing almost all of my emotes on Twitch and my channel art. So, I'd never met her before. We have been talking back and forth through emails for a long time. My whole year of doing content for this first, year of me doing this content creation. And when they said Lady Hero, I was just like, what? I looked over, and she's like, and I was like, I didn't know you were Tifa. I didn't know that I was going to meet you here, but you're going down. So the game we had to play. So I just want to say that was an amazing experience, just meeting her there. It was just the most shocking, destined thing to happen. Anyway, so then we had to play a game where we had to individually take out tissues out of a box as fast as we could. So we're just like, we're going as fast as we can, and then if whoever, so it's like a relay race. So Lady Hero and I would have to pull the tissues out. Whoever finished their box first, that allowed the next person, who would be Shali or TSM as I refer to him. Sorry, I didn't get your name. That's what Reddit calls you, because he had a Bjergsen jersey on. I don't know if you guys play League. Anyway, Shali had to go through a dungeon, and it was the Earth Shrine dungeon, just the exploration, and the first one to finish that wins. So it was a relay race. So whoever finished the tissues first, the person got to go, and then go on and so forth. So I'm sitting there pulling them out, and I look over, and Lady Hero is crushing it. She is doing it way faster than me. I thought I was gonna have to slow down, but no, because I wanted you guys to win first off, because if we won, you guys didn't get any prizes. If they won, you guys won some stuff. And if you beat both us and the producers, you guys got the 4-star EX ticket and a 10+1 pool. So, I get that too. So I was just like, maybe I'll throw it a little bit. So I'm sitting there pulling, and she's like beating my ass, and I'm just like, ah! And then in the middle of it, Hirono-san comes behind me and grabs me, and I'm just like, I'll show a picture here. I'm just like, no, please, don't do this. And he cast stop on me, so I can't summon, I can't be pulling anymore. So I start pulling, and Lady Hero smokes me. She just smokes me. In the middle of it, I was just like, ooh, I'm tired. And she's just like, I'm not, I'm Tifa. And she's going. So she ends up finishing it. TSM finishes the FFBE dungeon faster than Shali, because I couldn't pull the tissues out fast enough, which is good for us though. And then you guys won that one. The next game was Hirono-san, the Japanese producer, was the participant in the mini game, and then Fujimoto-san would run the dungeon. Lady Hero was running the dungeon this time, and TSM was participating in the mini game, and it was called the Elephant March game. And essentially what that means is you take pantyhose, you drop a tennis ball down into it, put it over your head, wrap it up so it doesn't fall up and not too tight so you choke. And then there were 8 bottles on the floor, and you had to knock them out, not using your hands, using your head like an elephant trunk. And let me tell you, it was the most hilarious thing to see ever. Hirono-san ended up busting out a limit burst where he just swung his head around like this, and it was almost hit me in the face like 3 times. I had to be dodging on stage, and then he ended up knocking some bottles over, but then he got dizzy and fell over and was like, ooh, and it was just hilarious the way he played it. It was awesome, and the players ended up winning there, thank goodness, because that was good for us. We won some things like that. Yeah, so what happened after that? I think after that, we announced all the new stuff. So a lot of you guys are here probably just listen to all the new stuff. So we're going to throw some of those graphics up on stream. We have announced that we are getting a Final Fantasy IV exclusive global collaboration of the 4 Archfiends that came in the game. So we have Rubicante, we have Cognazzo, we have Scarmiglione, which I always have a bad way of saying his name, and then we have Baricia. And we're going to go over each of those units right now. So the first unit on this banner is Scarmiglione, however you say that. He is a 3-star base going up to 5-star. And so he's going to be your 3-star base on this banner. He's more of a debuffering unit. He's more of a putting status elements on your enemy unit. He has the ability Poison Claw, which has a chance to do poison, inflict poison. It also does a little bit of damage. He has an ability called Gas, which does damage and also can apply Sleep, Silence, Poison Disease, or Darkness, which is blind to the enemy. He also has the ability to lower an enemy's defense and hit them with Hideous Strike. So overall, Scarmiglione, he looks awesome. First of all, I just want to say this right now. All the sprites look amazing. But more so over that, Scarmiglione seems like he is going to be, maybe arena bound, or he might have a special place, but doesn't look that good as of right now. Moving on, we have Cognazzo right next to him, a 4-star base going up to 6-star. He's the turtle-looking dude in a shell, and he is going to be a tank. So I don't know how good he's going to be, but the fact that he goes to 6-star do pretty good for him. So he's going to be able to withdraw into his shell. That's his move. It's called withdraw into shells, the one they talked about. What it does is it taunts the enemy's attacks, pulls it towards him, damage mitigates any abilities he may be hit with, and then also heals his HP, which, that's the first time I think we've ever had it where we're damage mitigating, we're provoking, and we're healing HP all in one turn. Now, I do believe he's going to be stuck in that shell, I guess, for a couple turns while it lasts. Maybe, maybe not. We'll have to see how it works. But one of the things that Shawley did mention is that a strategy is to maybe put a lot of counter on him so that when he does get hit in that shell, he can hit back, build some limit burst crystals, or put some status elements on the enemy team. Next up is my boy, Rubicante, 4-star going up to 6-star. Amazing unit, amazing looking unit. I mean, I don't know how amazing they're going to be in a game. Again, we don't have stats on these, but my God, these units look awesome. Rubicante is a mage, a black mage, is going to be able to get dual black magic casts, which you need on all your mages these days. He's going to be able to cast Firaja and Flare, which you guys know about this, but the one special thing they did say about Rubicante is that he will get the ability Face Me, which randomly will cast Firaga or Blizzaga on enemies upon being hit. So that's pretty cool. We never had a mage that can really take a hit and then, hit back with something extremely powerful like Firaga or Blizzaga. It's normally just like an auto attack or a little tiny hit with the whip, with Dark Fina. So I'm really excited to see how exactly he works. And then we have our big 5-star base going up to 6-star, Barbricia. She is also a mage. The abilities they talked about she has is Sunder, which is a magical attack. She also has restorative abilities called Refreshing Wind that will heal party members HP and MP each turn, which I guess puts a regen and then an MP refresh on you if you want to use Refreshing Wind. She also has dual black magic cast, just like Rubicante, which is good. She has Storm Ward, which boosts your wind and lightning resist, which, anybody that can buff up your resist. We don't know the numbers on that, but if it's pretty high, that's going to be really good. She also has a self buff called Cyclone Shield, excuse me. It boosts her magic and spirit, and it also enables her to dodge 4 physical attacks. Normally, I don't want to cast anything that would perhaps, just buff myself. But with this ability, it seems like if you're dodging 4 physical attacks, that might just be worth it anyway. And then we're going to go on. We're going to look at, we have a couple of items here they show us. This is going to be a King Mog event. Again, this is the first global exclusive event we're getting before JP. I do think they mentioned JP will eventually get this, but we are getting it first. Global exclusive, baby! And as you can see here, you can see the items. It looks like we can get Rubicante's cloak there. Some other great looking items. They do mention that we're going to be able to get a magic plus 20% and a spirit plus 20%, which isn't the best, but isn't the worst. What do we expect from King Mog anyway? So yeah, that's what we saw here for the Final Fantasy IV stuff. So overall, talking about Final Fantasy IV stuff, it looks amazing. The art looks good. The characters seem like they're going to have some uses. And it's a King Mog event, so I always have fun doing those. And it's a global exclusive, so I'm really excited about that. The next thing they announced were new Halloween units. It is October. It's about time to get spooky up in here. And we have some new Halloween units to go over now. So guys, as you can see here, we do get Black Cat Lid going up to her 6-star form. She was literally my favorite off of the last Halloween banner. So I'm really excited to see her getting her 6-star form. I thought she was really strong too. I just can't wait to see what her 6-star gets. And then we have Grimlord Sakura, Illusionist Nicole, and Pirate Jake. I think these units look way better than last year's. Besides Black Cat Lid. I mean, you can't look any better than Black Cat Lid, but they do look really sweet. And let's go over each one of them individually. So we do have Pirate Jake. He is a 4-star base. It looks like he's going up to 6-star. He's a physical attacker. He has pirate-based abilities. He has Feed the Fishes, which hits 6 times and lowers water resist for a number of turns. So at least it sounds like he can chain. And also with it lowering water resist, he may be the best friend of Tidus yet. You know what I mean? He might be able to help him out. He apparently can also debuff attack and defense with Walk the Plank. And then, Jake being the womanizer that he is, he has 100% chance to cover female units with his ability Avast Matey. So that's going to be pretty cool. Another thing about Jake, the Pirate Jake, is he has innate dual wield, which is crazy that he has innate dual wield. I don't know, just to me that sounds insane, but it has to be with guns or swords. So he has 2 options here to put on. If he has a gun equipped, that's going to put up his attack, and if he has a sword equipped, that's going to put up his HP. So overall, Pirate Jake is actually looking pretty good, especially if that 6 hit times lowering water resist is a 5 frame rate, because then he could actually chain with Tidus and lower down the water resist, which will be awesome. Next up is Illusionist Nicole, and he's looking like a magic user. As you can see here, he's looking awesome. Not a magic user, excuse me, a magician. You know, an illusionist. What am I saying? Anyway, a 4-star base going up to 6-star support unit. Illusionist Nicole has a number of illusion abilities, so they're going to go along. That's his, like, theme. And he can cast 2 of them per turn, so it's similar to dual cast, but only for his illusion abilities. He has illusion redirect, which allows Nicole to cover an ally. So what it does is it allows him himself to be like, no, you can't hit my ally, and then he goes up and he takes the hit instead. He also has Illusion Terrifying Visions, which essentially lowers the attack and magic and can confuse the enemy. So essentially he's like, the enemy comes in and he makes like a scary Marlboro pop up. I don't know what's going to happen. I don't know what the animations are going to be like. And the enemy gets scared. You know, they do less damage. They're timid. And then his last ability is called Illusional Phantasmal Force, or at least the abilities they talked about. Illusion Phantasmal Force, which deals increased damage with each use. And that's similar to, you know, all the other abilities where you build them up and they do more damage on consecutive uses. So he seems pretty sweet. I just want to see their animations, honestly. And then we have Grim Lord Sakura, who's supposed to be like the Grim Reaper, but my god, is she the cutest little thing you ever did see. 5-star base magic user going up to 6-star. She has a variety of Grim abilities, so similar to illusion abilities for Nicole, she has Grim abilities, and then she can also get the ability to cast double Grim abilities in a turn, making her deal a lot of damage. When you can deal, you know, you can do 2 things in a turn, like, you know, just with dual wield. That's awesome. So she has that as a magic attacker with her Grim Lord abilities. She has a move called Grim Eldritch Flames, which lowers down, she imperils fire and dark resist, but she also deals damage of both of those elements. So that really helps because in my opinion, I think fire, dark, and light are the 3 main elements we are chaining with or trying to use right now, and she will lower both fire and dark. Now, we don't have the damage, we don't have the numbers on the imperil, but that still sounds sweet. Now, this is another thing that I found weird. She has an ability, they didn't name it, they didn't give us the name of it, but it does lightning, light, dark, and fire damage to an enemy, and also has a chance of putting status elements on them. That's a lot of elements. I mean, I think that move is actually going to be quite bad. It sounds cool, but if an enemy has a high chance of resisting one of those, and then cutting your damage down. So I don't really like that ability, but that's okay. She has Sacrificial Barrier, which we're used to with Sakura. It'll boost, you know, like a barrier. You know how her other little form had the barrier that did the damage mitigation 20%. It will boost our defense and spirit and fire resist, which is pretty good. And she also has Thunder's Protection, which buffs lightning, dark, and light resist. And guys, if you guys have been playing in the trials, it is so important to have these, you know, to have these units that can do this and can also, what am I trying to say, that can put up your resist, because that is so important. And if you have that on somebody already on your team, if you guys have seen in my past videos, even though they're well guides, Veritas with the Dark has been so important because he can do the impacts. He can, you know, he can debuff the whole squad. He can buff up your dark resist. He has all these separate things, and that's what we're looking for in characters, and Grimlord Sakura brings that, which I'm really excited about. So that's not the end of the Halloween stuff they talked about. They are bringing, I hope it's a separate banner, they're bringing back the old Halloween units. So Black Cat Lid, Safety Cone Fina, Demon Rain, and Draculaswell. They're coming back, and you guys are going to get another chance at them if you didn't get them last year. I just hope they're 2 separate banners because these new ones look sick, and I definitely want to be summoning for them. I don't have Demon Rain or Draculaswell, and I don't think I'm going to be summoning for them again. I just didn't really like their design or, you know, what they do. His TM actually, Demon Rains was like best in slot for a long time, but with Japu Mala or whatever, I think that kind of catches up. That is from Mercenary Ramza, but that was pretty cool. The next thing that they announced was that Bahamut was coming to Final Fantasy Brave Exvius finally, and if you guys don't know, I just hear it from JP players all the time that Bahamut does massive damage, and eventually we're going to have people that can summon, do extra Esper damage, and he's going to be doing mad damage. You're going to want him. He's going to be the problem solver at all those times when you need to kill somebody with an Esper, because he just does a buttload of damage, and to get him, it's going to be a little bit different than what you're used to. Normally with Espers, you just unlock that little island, then you do the story content until you fight the Esper. You're going to have to unlock that little part, but then it's going to be a large exploration to unlock Bahamut. And as you're going through this exploration, you're going to run into visions of Bahamut, which you need to destroy to be able to fight Bahamut. When you destroy them, you'll get rat tails. And I've been told that's a Final Fantasy 1 reference. I don't know, maybe you guys can help me in the comments below. It's a Final Fantasy 1 reference, but once you get those rat tails, you're going to take those, and then Bahamut will show up. You can challenge him. It uses 1 rat tail, and then you'll fight Bahamut. Throughout this, it's a long exploration, lots of enemies. You need to bring tents, it said. It was said in the notes, because there will be parts where you can set up camps, and what it does is it goes and you win and you get out, but you can go right back in where you were and keep exploring, which is important. That way you don't have to play it forever, and you can also take a break, or do you really need to heal up? Make sure you take those tents in there. It's very important. And now I'm just excited to get Bahamut. Apparently he's really strong. He's hard to kill, and once you get him, he's going to be extremely powerful. I can't wait to learn more about him. I'm excited. And then here's the last part. I'm not the most excited about it. Maybe you guys are. Ariana Grande making another return. She gets 2 new units here. I think we're going to have to summon for these this time. Unsure. Wasn't much information going on here, just showing that we're having another collab and it'll be coming in the future. I don't know if you guys are excited about it. Personally, myself, not. I mean, I listen to some of her music sometimes, but just not a fan of having Ariana in my game, but I'm not downing anyone who does. If you guys like it, that's awesome. You know, more power to you. That's up to you to know what you want to do here. So what do we have else? What else did we learn about? Okay, so then we had the unit design contest, guys. So that's very important too at any of these Final Fantasy Brave Exvius fan festas. We had a unit design. What would happen with this is we would have them all on display. Now, they didn't display their abilities unless it was entered in with the art. And you guys would have a sticker, and you would put the sticker. You have one sticker you could use, and you'd put the sticker on which unit you like the best. And then that unit would win. The unit with the most votes would win. And we counted them down from 6. There were 6 entries all the way up to number 1. And a cool thing I didn't know about is the second place runner-up person that are in these unit contests automatically get entered into the pool of the next Fan Festa's voting. So if you guys don't know about the unit creation contest, you guys can design your own unit, send it in to Square Enix and FFBE and Gumi, and then from there they'll pick their favorites, I do believe, and then it is chosen by the fans at Fan Festas which one wins. So we had a really close race here. I'm going to go over the number 1. Number 2 was from somebody who also streams Final Fantasy Brave Exvius, Queen. If you guys know her, she made that number 2. It looked awesome. It literally looked like, I hope I can have a picture of it on screen. If I don't, I'm sorry. I'm trying to find one. But it had like it actually looked like a Brave Exvius character from a news update. It looked very, very clean. But the winner also looked awesome. As you can see here, we have ravens going everywhere. She looks amazing. And the cool part about this unit winning is that the person who drew it was there. So remember, this is the second place in the Taiwan entry, but it doesn't matter where you are in the world. It's global. So like she wasn't from Taiwan, but she got entered there because remember, it's global. And she was there. She was dressed as Dark Fina. She was actually cosplaying. She looked awesome. She was emotional. I was emotional. Charlie was emotional. She was so happy she won. She couldn't believe it. And congratulations to you is all I can say. The unit looks dope, and I can't wait to hang out with use this unit, hang out with it in the game, I guess, and have fun with it. That was a really good, great job. And then after that, went on to a lottery system, which was really cool. I didn't know they were going to do this. I never heard anything. Apparently, you got a card when you walked into Final Fantasy Brave Exvius Fan Festa. They gave you this card. And then with that card, you would go to a certain link. So we had a link we displayed. Charlie explained it. You take the card, you put it on your screen, you slowly remove it, and either a rainbow drops down or a blue. And everybody was like summoning, trying to get the rainbow. It was kind of trolly, I guess, because people getting blues all day long anyway. And we had the people come up on stage who won. They got a ton of prizes, but the biggest one was the rainbow sweater that Fujimoto-san wears. I was like, man, I don't even have one. I still don't have one. I begged them. They were like, you got to be a winner. I was like, dang, that hurts. Like, I couldn't get one. I really wanted one. But yeah, that was pretty cool. That was fun. I mean, it gave you guys another chance to win something there, which is cool. And then, so I think overall, the prizes, I'm going to display them up here, what we won. Guys, these will slowly be divvied out. A lot of these are every day, once per day. Once per day for 10 days, and then we also already got the 13EX tickets. You can see the release dates here. They released it in game. Hopefully I'm showing that on screen. I don't know what I'm doing at this point. I'm just talking. And then that was the end of the Fan Festo. They played a band came out, played like 8 songs. It was sick. It got me hyped. Like, just hearing these songs in real life was just amazing. Like just to hear them made me, like, I'm a blood pump, and it made me love the game even more. It made me appreciate everything. And then we all came up on stage, said our goodbyes, and one of the things I want to make sure I focus on before I end this video, we're going to show Cheerleader Fina in a minute, which is the unit everybody got. You guys are the reason I was there, and I didn't want to take up too much stage time when they said to say your outro or whatever, but I did say, like, without you, I'm nothing, and that's how all content creators are. It's not about me. It's not how... Like, I'm just a guy sitting here talking in front of camera, smiling, having fun. I'm from, I'm from, like, the boonies here in West Virginia. I'm nothing big, you know what I mean? I'm just a guy, and to have all you guys come and shaking my hand, taking pictures with me, you guys put me up there on Square Enix. So thank you so much for literally changing my life as a fan of all these games growing up. If it wasn't for you, I never would have had these chances to meet these amazing people, to do this kind of stuff, and... It sounds kind of generic, I guess, the way I'm saying it, but the words are real. Like, I remember backstage when I was about to say goodbye to everyone. I almost got kind of emotional. It sounds weird, you know what I mean? But the music was bumping. Everybody's rocking out to Final Fantasy. And I was just like, holy shit, where am I in my life right now? Thanks to people like you who are watching this video. So thank you guys so much. It's unreal. And thank you. So enough of that sorry stuff. We're gonna get into Fina now, and I'm gonna show you guys what she looks like in game. So here we go, guys. Here is cheerleader Fina. She looks awesome. I think the sprite is amazing. It is very colorful. Definitely looks like a cheerleader. She has little pom-poms on her bow, which is cool. A lot of people want to know what her TM is. It's called Sparkly Pom-Pom, which fits it so well. I remember that everybody, Fujimoto-san was like, we either had a cheerleader in mind for New York, cheering, or we had a hot dog in mind. So it'd be a hot dog Jake or something. I don't know, but I thought that was hilarious. So this TM here is MP 15%, Spirit 20%. Also nullifies you to sleep, silence, and confuse. So overall, not the worst TM to be getting for free, or character, TM to be getting for free. Remember, guys, everybody's going to be getting her at the end here. So what we're going to do is we're going to hold up on her right here, if I can, and we're going to show off, like, what it looks like while she's doing her ability. So this is the idol. Obviously, it's already playing. When she readies her attack, she looks like this. When she attacks, she pulls the bow back, and I think that look at those little stars. That looks pretty cool. I think that looks really cool. It looks really neat. We have the chant. This is pretty much her getting ready to do her ability. Casting magic, of course, putting the hand forward with the ball. That's pretty much on everyone. And here we go with the limit burst, building it up and shooting it out. I'll play it again. Pretty dang cool. So, this is our winning one. She's like, yeah. I wish she would have been like, yeah, and like put her pom-poms in her hand, but that's all right. There she is. She's dying. She's not quite dead, but she took a lot of damage, and now she's on the ground with her pom-poms in front of her. She's done for, and we're back to idle. So I think overall the character design was amazing. It looks sick. It looks really, really good. We can look at her magic here. She does get Cura, Curada, and Raise. Raise being important. A lot of people were like, does she have cheer? She is cheerleader Fina. Fina has cheer. Does she have it? She does not. What she has dual white magic cast for one. That's pretty good. But you guys, I'll let you guys look over the abilities. I'll scroll up before I explain Are You Ready? Which is pretty important. She has Liberty, which restores HP and cures all status ailments on your team. It's AoE, so it's a little bit of a cure. Get rid of all those status ailments you can. And then she has Are You Ready, which is a song. And she's going to have to sing this for 2 turns. And as you know, for singers, they can't do anything the turns they're singing. So she'll sing, and then she'll keep singing for that turn, and then it'll change. So Are You Ready? We'll put an HP and MP, HP regen, MP refresh on your entire team for 2 turns. Then Are You Ready changes to another move, and that move will give you attack, magic, defense, and spirit buff on top of that. So she's buffing all the stats. And then that move will change to victory. So it takes a total of 6 turns to get there because she's singing during the turns. But she's still doing something for you. She just, you're building up to victory. To victory will increase that attack, defense, magic, and spirit buff substantially. So it goes up even more if you get all the way to 2 victory. She's cheering you to victory. So that's essentially her cheer, her, you know what I'm saying? And it's actually pretty good. It just takes a while to get there. Overall, the design of this character is amazing. I love the Are You Ready? We're going to the top, I think is the next one. And then to victory is pretty sweet. And I think overall, they can't give us, it's not a 6-star unit, right? They can't just give away like a mad, I guess they could, but they're not going to give away like this crazy unit is going to be a top 10 unit, in all the rankings. But I think it's a very solid unit, a very good design, and it looks really awesome. So my closing thoughts on FanFesta. 1, Sholly is the real deal. Everybody out there who thinks Sholly's faking it on Final Fantasy Brave Exvius videos, I'm talking about the, she's a host on the official Final Fantasy Brave Exvius, and she also was an MC at the event. She's 100% one of the nicest people ever. She brought me this as a present. She also brought me, we call her Charlie. You guys might know the meme. We call her Charlie. She brought me a Titus and a Yuna playmat, which I already had, which was funny. We had a little fun with that, and she is the nicest person. She probably knows more about Final Fantasy than I do. She's really invested in the game. She loves this game, and she is extremely, extremely kind, guys. So for everybody out there who thinks she's faking or whatever, it's over. She's too kind. Hirono-san, Fujimoto-san, exactly the same. Extremely nice people. They are super humble. They just act like I couldn't believe how nice they were to me, which kind of sounds weird, but I mean, like, we were super friendly, I guess is the way to put it. It wasn't like a business thing. It was like we were having fun, which is awesome. And then Alex up on stage, if you guys did see Alex was super kind also. He was like the announcer, head MC there, and he was super awesome to work with. And to everybody at the Square Enix team and the project and Gumi, thank you guys so much for this opportunity. I really appreciate it. Guys, if you like this video, give it a thumbs up. Comment down below how long this video, or, if it was too long, or how much fun you had watching it. And then also, interjecting here, stopping the music. FanFesta LA, which is in the United States, obviously, is now up. It will be happening December 6th. The signups are up. Go sign up. I'll have a link in the description below, I hope. to finding where that is, go sign up. Go sign up. Also, Evil Actor was awesome. He's cool too. Okay, so if you like this video, give it a thumbs up, comment down below whatever you want to say, and subscribe for future content. We'll see you guys in the next video. Bye.